Hey everyone, how's it going? So what am I working on now? I am back on the 351, and all I'm going to do right now is I'm going to paint it. Um, Shelton had already come by. I had started to paint it with gray because I wanted to, like originally the customer wanted it gray. So I started to paint the front gray so this way I could put the harmonic balancer on it. But I figured let me just spray up the front, see what it looks like and stuff like that. The customer had come by. He didn't like the color gray. He wanted this instead. This is what the machine shop had used on the heads, and it's what it used on the valve covers. It's a darker type of gray. See that? So what I'm going to do, well, Shelton had come by, and Shelton had actually sprayed the motor once. So I got to go over it, and I got to spray it again. So I figured, let me show you that, and then I want to put the harmonic balancer on. So I want to show you that without destroying it. Okay? You really, like, have I put them on with a hammer and a block of wood? Absolutely, I've done that. Should you? No. No. But I've done it many times. Shouldn't do it. I'll show you the right way to do it. So anyway, I got the engine here, and let me show you. So, no, it's not up there. It is, you're getting there. It's right here. Okay. So now what I have is, I have the filter that's on there is not the right filter for it, okay? That filter happens to be a spare that I have. It doesn't even fit, but I just got it resting on the threads. This is actually a throwaway filter. Notice the rust in there? Okay. This filter has been sitting in a box. However, I would never use this on a car that I planned on keeping. This may break down on the inside. The actual material on the inside, the material for the filter, the media, can actually break down and cause engine damage, believe it or not. It can actually break down and get sucked through in the system. I know a few machine shops that have said, yeah, do not use a filter if you don't know its age because of that. So I'm going to abide by it. So anyway, I got the shaker can stuff here. It's called Cast Blast. But this is what he wants to use, so this is what we're going to use. Let me see if I can get a little bit of extra light on this. Whoops. And I think I can. My problem is I know I probably got shadows and stuff. Valve covers are not bolted down. They're just laying there. So as you can see, I have a set of old spark plugs in it, and that's just to cover up the spark plug holes. That's all. Now the heads are already done by the machine shop, but I figure it doesn't hurt to just clean it up. Now, in all honesty, this isn't the way that I would do it if it was my own engine. I would hand paint it with Rust-Oleum. But this is what the customer wants. It's the color he wants, so just doing what the customer wants. I do have a fan going in the other room in case you're wondering. Just to try to get any paint fumes and stuff out of the building. This is not a very good building in terms of insulation or anything like that. So see, what can you actually see? Oh, you saw me do that. Okay. I just try to get into all the nooks and crannies and stuff. I know some of you are going to yell at me, oh, you should wear a face mask and that. Yeah, I actually should, especially since I have lung damage. But like I said, you could see how quickly the smoke itself, or not the smoke, but the mist from the paint dissipates because, like I said, I have a fan going to exhaust the shop. It's in the other room, so I have a nice cross draft. Now, he didn't touch the back. Technically, you should prime this, but he doesn't want, he just said paint it with this. It's raining like crazy outside today, too. right, let's go to the other side. Like I said, Shelton had already hit this thing once, but he didn't spray the back of it for whatever reason. So let me go get my light. If I set that up there, will that be good? I can't even tell. Let's see. Yeah, it helps. Okay. The head bolts were not painted. Like I said, if you were doing this, I would buy Rust-Oleum and do it by hand with a brush. But it's totally up to you. Okay. So that's pretty much it. As you see, I did tape up the crank. Let me get you down a little bit. Actually, let me put you over here. Whilst I pull that tape off, let me... We got a new harmonic balancer for this because the old one was pretty beat up. The rubber started to come out of it, so that's why we got a new one. All right, let me get prepared with that, and then I'm going to show you that. So to do this job, you're going to need a harmonic balancer installer puller. And I have a Maddox, from Harbor Freight. Like I said, I use a lot of Harbor Freight tools. They work fine. They work great. But you need one of these to do it the right way. Okay. There's the old harmonic balancer, and there's the new one. So you need one of these kits to do this the right way. So that's what I have here. And what you want to do, let me zoom in a little bit. I had a little panic attack there for a second because my phone, my camera on my phone stopped working. Like it would not work. You have to find the right adapter. Here's one of the adapters from the kit. And it's a 5/8 for a small block Ford. Basically screw it in until it stops. And actually, you could back out a bit because it's definitely in the threads there. So now, screw this piece in. This is the outer collar piece. Actually, you know what? No, I shouldn't do that. Do they even? Yeah, they don't even give you instructions. Well, they tell you how to do it. There's like a little instruction manual on the top of the lid because each one might be a little bit different. But I don't normally like to bottom these out only because you bottom it out. I've actually had one of these break years ago, and then talk about having a fun time getting that out of there. All right, let's do this. Let me go get the new one. Hang on. Now what I did was I put a little bit of this on there, the assembly lube, Ultra Slick. Put that on the snout of the crank. Okay, it helps it go in. I also put a little bit on the outside where the seal rides. I don't like installing seals dry unless they specifically call for it. Some seals do specifically call for it. All right, so that's in place. The stubby piece of the tool is in place. So now, I hope you can see everything I'm doing here. I believe you can. Yeah, I am recording. So now, I just got to screw this all the way out. All right, so it's starting to go in. But now what we're going to do, so we're going to start to screw in the outer portion of this. Actually, what I should do is use the open end, make my life a little bit easier. Okay, it's screwing in nicely on its own. Sometimes it gets so darn tight, you got to hold them back. I don't know if you heard that beeping. That's my Spine Zapper 2000 telling me that I've somehow become disconnected. I would not do this with a gun. Okay, there, it just bottomed out. Now you take the tool off. I don't know if the inner piece is going to come out or if I got to get a socket for it. I should have measured what size it was. I didn't even think of that. The inner piece may come out with the outer piece. May not. Oh, and it did. Okay. And nicely enough, they actually give you a flat there to hold it with a screwdriver if you had to. Because, yeah, see, they have a tendency to lock themselves. Oh, wait, okay, it came free. Good. So, yeah, handy tool to have, that's for sure. I used to have one. I don't know what happened to it. I haven't used one in many years. So, did I let somebody borrow it and I never got it back? That's always a possibility. Always a possibility. Okay, I'm just putting the tools back in the case. If it'll let me. There we go. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's installed. It's installed. That's how it's supposed to sit, but it's installed. So next thing we'll do is we'll put the crank bolt in and we'll tighten that up and torque it, but I won't do that until I actually mount the flex plate on this thing. But I just wanted to show you, I realized this is part of my back Zapper 2000, and it plugs into a battery pack that's on my side right here. So it's a little magnetic, like it snaps in place, so a little tug on it can pull it right out, but it does that on purpose so you don't either rip the thing out of my back, you know, the actual probe that's in my back, or I don't rip the battery pack off my side because it's kind of like glued to my side. But anyway, so that's neither here nor there. So I just kind of wanted to show you that. I thought it was simple, quick and easy, but hey, that part of it's done. So, and yes, I know the valve covers are on backwards. They're not bolted down. That valve cover is supposed to be there. That one's supposed to be there. But we're going to bolt them down in the right orientation. And yeah, so this is actually just about ready to get primed, but I'm going to leave the valve covers off when I prime it. Got to get the right oil filter for it first. Like I said, this one is actually for the police car. Big brother Bob gave me this when he gave me the police car. So I'm going to basically, I got to go through that car. I got to show you what happened. And that's going to be a completely different video. So, but yeah, all right. Well, there it is. I hope you got something out of that. If you did, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.